Yeah, it's Continental 5. Now I'm live with Mikey T, the movie star. You heard?
Why do you think 50 felt the need to do a record like How to Rob? You know, he could have just rapped like Cassidy or Papoose. Why was he the only one to do it like that? How come no one else did it like that?
Because they pussy. Let me be honest with you. He didn't give a fuck. He was on some. You gotta remember, I would. He was boxing. That's how I learned to fight. I go to the gym with him. Learn how to throw my hands. So the industry started catching on to who he was at that time. You know what I'm saying? And Nas was like, "Oh, that little nigga ill. Come on." Nas scooped him up because of that. But niggas was scared of him. They didn't want that problem. And then they heard that he beat up Ja. You know what I mean? So niggas was like, word, you over there fucking with premium niggas? This nigga's different. You know what I mean? This nigga's different. So they when he's saying he gonna rob you, they took it personal. Like Jay was the only one that was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna show you. I remember when he came home hyped because he did the response to that, I think the next day. No, it was a few days after. And I remember hearing the beat, and the beat was like some Christmas carol. I said, you want to use this? And then the shit dropped. I said, oh, I
Best you
got it.
be a, best you be a gentleman.
Best you be a gentleman and you watch what you say. That nigga take that. I remember it because that's not what was said. It was they were singing a church like a Christmas carol, and he sung the same melody just with different words. So that they just didn't want the problem. DMX responded, "You niggas fucking with me, half rapping ass nigga, motherfucker." It was on what's my name? DMX, and I be the best. You see the rest? That shit. Half rapping ass motherfucker. He was talking about Curtis, or 50. Big Pun, I know, said something. The Wu Tang nigga said something. And I just kept remembering, like, damn, all these niggas we be doing now? Because now I'm a kid. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, I know I like half of these niggas, but we had a lot of Brooklyn niggas with us too at the time. So it was Queens niggas and Brooklyn niggas. So we was like, yo, we run into anybody, we're gonna finish him right here.
You know, 50 has stated that he grew up around the corner from Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo. Did you know Banks and Yayo from the street as well?
I went to school with Banks. Banks was a quiet kid. He didn't really want to come outside like that. He go right to Shy House, and that's about it. You know what I mean? Yayo was the nigga who was selling his pieces. You know, he was getting his money. He just doing his thing. I know Yayo since a kid too. Like Yayo was always around. That's why I love him to death. Yayo's the I would tell niggas right now, he's my cousin. Like he's family. That's how much he's and how long he been around. So yeah, I knew them.
And how far behind them was Bangum Smurf?
Smurf, I don't know where he lived on the back blocks, to be all the way honest with you. Everybody in the back blocks, you kind of went to school with each other as a kid, or you just knew each other just playing. You know what I mean? I would consider him a fucking. He was a back block nigga, but at first I thought he was a Rochdale nigga because I didn't know you from being around here. You just around here. I didn't know what house you live. You know when you grow up around the neighborhood. You know, all right, Banks live right here. Yeah, you live right there. Shine them live over here. We live over here. You know the house. I didn't know where he from. He just was over there.
And do you have much to say, or could you say much about when 50 Cent went to boot camp?
Yo, there's pictures right now floating around on the net of me and him then. He just, I can't remember it all in detail. I know they made the nigga pick up rocks and sticks and shit. I wasn't there, so I couldn't give you the details. I just remember going to like family events that they would have, and we'd be there just bullshit and playing. Well, not playing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I imagine by that time he was already out of the crib, not living at, with you
No,
at
he was still
grandma's
living
house.
at the house. He was still
So,
at the house.
I mean, when he had actually went to jail, though, was he like, yo, I'm gonna have to go sit up, but I'm not gonna have to sit up for 3 years?
No. He got locked up for drugs. I think it was at school. So I can't remember. I was a little kid at that time. All I remember was the boot camp, and it wasn't boot camp first. I think it was some group home shit they had him in at first, and then it went to the camp, and I think then was jail after that. No, I don't want no jail. I think that camp was it. So I can't remember in detail, but I remember going there and seeing them and shit. Back then, you catch a drug charge or a gun charge, you could go do boot camp. So the easier time.